else you got? I didn't vote for Donald Trump back in 2016. I found him despicable because the media told me he was despicable. Because the news told me he was despicable. And then it just gets so much more bizarre. Certainly, we have this thing called our vote. And when the vote doesn't go your way, you get a little upset because you lose, right? I lost. And so you get a little pissy about the other one that won. Fuck that motherfucker. I'm old enough to have come to the conclusion and say, hey, you know what? No. That's my president now. A la Joe Biden. Even though he's been in government for 50 years and his receipts are awful. Look at his fucking receipts. How can you not see his receipts? I mean, maybe there's like two things that you'd be like, oh look, he did something, he pushed something for the people. Two things, man. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. But if you're old enough to know the movie reference Weekend at Bernie's, oh my god. Oh my god. There is no better. I don't even like to use the word better. Like, it's almost, that was a mind programming thing that hey, this is what we're going to do to you later. That your president is going to be somebody that is nobody, that is a body, that they carry him around. Anyway, so there was an assassination attempt on Donald Trump. I challenge you to understand why you hate him if you hate him. I will tell you the answer is that you've been manipulated. The media, the news, and they're still doing it. They're still doing it. When the attempt occurred, CNN displayed a headline that said something along the lines like, oh, Secret Services attempted to help Donald Trump when he fell down. This kid called Cook or Crook, what's his name? Cook. You could say, oh, that was a lone gunman. Harvey Oswald wasn't even anyone that pulled the trigger. But we lived for fucking 50 years, 60 years with the storyline that's the man who tried to kill John F. Kennedy Jr. When now, if anybody does their homework, we know that's not it, and that's what's happening here. It's gonna go down that was a lone gunman. But at the very least, maybe he wasn't programmed by MK Ultra. Maybe he wasn't, but he was. But the media kept telling us that Donald Trump was an existential threat. When you who oppose Donald Trump, wanted him to go to prison because he said you need to fight. You thought that was like a violence, an inciting violence. Let's just turn it around. There was the other side, and I hate to, like, I don't even want to be the other side of the other side. Because the fact of the matter is that's not it. My point to you, if you can listen to me, is that there is a power that has subverted we the people. Again, that's what a patriot is. Patriot is not this retarded white dude that has flag tattoos over himself. No, he believes in defending you and you existing as your neighbor, and we agree to do what we're going to do together. And they try to take that from us. They don't even want you to vote. They don't even have an agenda. Like, hey, if I run for president and I win, this is what I'm going to do for the people. No, they don't even do it. They go, hey, well, we just need to defeat Donald Trump. We just need to defeat Donald Trump. That's all we need to do is defeat Donald Trump. Because he's an existential threat. I don't know. Am I being brainwashed right now? Am I missing something? Did he slap a little piece of ketchup on his face like a WWE wrestler? Blood coming down my face. Am I being fooled? No. Because there's dead bodies. America, my friends and my family. We have sets of receipts here. One is far longer than the other. Joe Biden's set of receipts strewn back 50 years. And his votes have damaged we the people. We the people. They damaged us, we the people. Black, white, Mexican. It's damaged us, we the people. And every time he's in power, oh God, I don't even want to like point the finger just at him. But on the flip side, when Donald Trump was in power, there was 3 times international acts of violence occurred. One was, they called it the mother of all bombs. 2 was the initial attacks on Syria, the initial rockets on Syria. And this was actually the Jews, Israel. They killed an Iranian leader. But every time that happened, the news said the equivalent of what do they call it? Like the cheering. You know how we vilify the Arabian. You know, like Allah Akbar, Allah Akbar. They loved Donald Trump. when he launched rockets. Outside of that, there was no other war. Like, I can criticize him for that, and I can criticize him for a lot of things. I can criticize him for, the whole COVID situation. There's a lot of things I can criticize him for. But the point is, there's a reason he's been vilified, and I want you to see it. Why can't you see it? Because he does represent a power against what we call the deep state. I call it the intelligence community, the military industrial complex, and the mainstream media. I mean, I'm sure there's more to it than that. But they've subverted we, the people, the patriots. So, I don't know how you can vote for this person. This skeleton of a man. I don't know how you can't vote. Where your hatred might come from for this Donald Trump, I can tell you where it comes from. He's been mind manipulated. They're masters of it. I hated him for a little bit. It's not about necessarily voting for Donald Trump. It's not necessarily about subscribing yourself to what's called MAGA. But imagine how they've vilified even that. MAGA. Make America Great Again. What's wrong with that? How in your mind have you accepted that that's a vilification? I've got an American flag tattooed on me because I am a patriot, means that I am for the people with me, means all the people around me. I don't want to go to war. That's what makes me even more of a patriot. There's no reason for me to send my brothers and sisters and my children, now that I'm getting older, to say that to the country. You can use so much hyperbole, as they do, right? That's probably, I mean, the hyperbole in of itself is existential threat. Existential threat. I might be missing something here, but it's let me take a step back here. Part of the problem is we're not doing is we're not voting in the people that we actually want in our local governments. Our local governments are the most important thing, and one of the things that getting lost, like in the news, for example, Donald Trump said, hey, federally speaking, it's not, you know what, I don't want to make the decision on what it means to have an abortion. Let the local courts make that decision. That means that we as a people get to make the decision, local courts. But you sons of bitches don't seem to understand that. The local courts, your local legislature, local jurisdiction. It's like marijuana. Colorado voted to have legalized marijuana a long time ago. Now it's become a long time ago. And Colorado basically said, us as a people have agreed in our community that we agreed that marijuana is not illegal. And we put in the federal's face and said, if you want to come after us, fuckers. But they can. I can't believe what happened. But I can. I only implore I don't even want to be partisan, and there's a reason why they don't want you to vote for him, because they don't want you to have the power, and that you're not going to give him all the power. You're not going to make him a king. They make it out to do that when he makes executive decisions. Well, yeah, you're fucking president. You're supposed to make executive decisions. Oh. But don't you see that there is a force that wants to take our power? Anyway, I'll leave it at that. I don't know what else to say. I didn't take notes. I didn't write notes. I just kind of gone off the cuff.